The opinions and comments expressed on this show are a representation of the cast and the cast only. Nothing said on this show is intended to disrespect or offend any one person or group of individuals. We are solely here to talk our shit, and that is what we fully intend to do. This is Talk to Me Nice.
Yo, what's going on, people? Thanks for tuning in. We got a great show for you tonight. It's your boy, your host, CP the Real, and this is Talk to Me Nice. Here with the family, the crew, as always, Mr. Poke Fit, Miss Tavia, and everybody's favorite big homie, Mr. Vaughn Solo. Y'all already know what time of day it is, man. The sip of the week this week is Safe Haven. It's a combination of vodka, cranberry, OJ, and a lime and a lemon wedge. This is that cocktail you can easily get lost in your own space away from the troubles of the world. But be careful, it's delicious but deadly. One time for Safe Haven. Interesting topic, exciting topic tonight. We're going to discuss comfort levels, contentment versus complacent. I think comfort levels is something we're all familiar with. We find ourselves falling victim to this in many areas. Be careful of this space, everybody. A flower can't blossom without sunshine and water. Alike, an individual will not experience growth or reach their full potential living in a comfortable space. Let's get straight to it. Big homie, we're going to throw it to you, baby. Comfort levels. What do you think the most common area that people establish a level of comfort is in life? Anything. When I say what's the most, it could be relationship, sex, profession.
I wouldn't say, well, I think in my mind I thought about professional.
Professional first? Okay.
I thought about professional first, not, because I'm not currently active like that. So my first thing I thought about was profession. Being a teacher and being around teachers, I think we get a little comfortable with our jobs, and I say people spend a lot of years in the same positions just because of the consistency and it's safe. And I don't think that's necessarily good all the time because I think some people are not, you kind of get in a space where you don't use all of your talents that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that many times. So I would say professional. Professional was the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay. When we talk about being comfortable, I think about people, if we're going to talk about profession, think about the bare minimum, right? So not even just routine-wise, right? When we talk about comfortable, it's just the level of, I guess, effort you're willing to put into shit. Why do you feel like people can wake up on a job and go day to day and just literally do the bare minimum?
Because it's what they're used to. They don't want to, as I like to say, exceed. They like to be in that certain space or comfort or whatever. You know what I mean? I think people have a hard time trying to elevate sometimes because they're so used to a certain curriculum and a certain regimen, how they, wake up in the morning and go to 9 to 5, or, even if they're an entrepreneur. I think that people, and even me sometimes, I sometimes struggle with being complacent at sometimes, because.
In what areas? We talking professional, or would you say something else?
Profession. So I was just speaking from an entrepreneur perspective because I know that I can reach a certain level of success and I would feel like I'm good. I don't need to reach any higher because I'm good at this level right here. But I know moving forward from past experiences, I can't do that anymore because I want to be the best version of myself. And by doing that, I can't just be in this complacent position.
So you would agree and say profession is the number one thing that people get comfortable with?
I
disagree, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Well,
you would agree?
I agree for now. I agree.
Well,
Profession.
That was just the first thing that came to my mind. Complacency and procrastination. Comfort leads to a lot of procrastination.
Facts.
You know what I mean? When we're comfortable, we tend not to depress ourselves sometimes, and you got to be careful with that because it's a fine line between that and procrastination. That'll settle in, and then before you know it, you're kind of dead as far as the aspiring part of your goals, and it takes the aggression out of you. And believe me, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there because I've been real comfortable in my life, and and when you're comfortable, I don't think growth happens.
Right.
Where do people get that motivation from, though? So my thing is, before I get into me, Queen, your area, where would you say you feel that the black people, because we're talking about the black community, right?
So not me, but for black people.
If you're gonna speak from you, I would say give me
Woman's.
yes, just a woman's perspective.
Okay, so I would say from a woman's perspective, maybe in a relationship.
There we go.
Simply because it's easy, like I already got you, so why do I have to keep pushing? So I hear this a lot from even some of my friends in my circle. We stop getting dressed up. We stop caring about ourselves because you're already with us. So why do I need? You know how I look when I want to get dolled up. So if I want to walk around with a scarf on my head, I don't want to shave my legs. I'm not going to get my hair done. I'm not wearing makeup. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just get comfortable. Not saying you have to wear a ton of makeup or anything like that, but I'm just comfortable in that I'm not putting forth that effort like I used to in the beginning. And it's because we all get complacent. I'm too busy trying to be superwoman at work and trying to better myself that I sometimes neglect that area in the relationship. And sometimes I do it by accident. It's not a thought like I'm gonna go home and I'm not gonna shave my legs. It's like I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? He'll be alright. But I feel like that's one area in which it's real easy to just start neglecting because I go home and you were there. It's like I already have you. That effort is no longer needed. But it's definitely appreciated, I feel like, but it's no longer needed sometimes.
I'm glad you said that. I was waiting on it.
I know.
I still have a little bit of animosity from last week's session. Yeah. No, I, in my personal opinion, I would say that I think that people establish a comfort level most in a relationship. And I know last week we got heated when we started talking about competition. Right? We started talking about competition. I think from the woman's perspective, you said that most women don't want to feel as if they're in competition with another woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You not feeling like you're in competition with another woman enables you to become comfortable.
You think so?
Absolutely.
So how so?
How so? Because at the end of the day, right? And it goes both ways, men and female, male and female, right? So whatever man you find yourself attracted to, you're gonna find him attractive for certain reasons, right? Mm-hmm. So if you think a guy is a good catch and he's attractive and he's a desirable person, what makes you think that the next woman is not gonna see the same thing that you see, right? So when you talk about not dressing up, not doing all this other stuff, like if you were mindful of the fact that there's 20 other women that want the same thing that you want, you wouldn't get comfortable. I think that sometimes women forget that, you know what I mean? As much as y'all think that y'all are a great catch, we're great, we're great catches too, you know what I mean?
I get it. Now, let me put this also into perspective because I have two balances. So one is be yourself. Myself doesn't get dressed up every single day. I'm not throwing on a wig every day. I'm not throwing on lashes and makeup every single day. I'm going to let the au naturel flow. But this personality that you're about to receive is what's going to be the thing that catches you. So I feel like...
So what would your comfort level be, though?
Because comfort level would be, I normally cook dinner for you and have your lunch made and all this stuff, but I'm comfortable in that, like, let me just go pick up something or just stop putting forth that effort that I used to. So I don't want it to be very vain and physical when I say this, but because, obviously putting on clothes is one thing, but I can put on clothes every day and still not give you the other substance that you need. So I feel like it works hand in hand when we say get comfortable. So
yeah, absolutely. And it depends.
And I can be dressing up for someone at work and not necessarily for you. So, I just want to make sure when I say that we're being...
Big homie, like, why would you do that?
People be doing that.
I'm just saying, I'm facts. These are factuals.
You come on with the gorilla leg.
Exactly, because I know, and then taking people for granted, but just being comfortable. Like I got comfortable around you. I don't feel like you kind of like you said. I'm no longer in competition, but it's because I'm comfortable. So I feel like to an extent I have to still keep that level of effort going, but it can just happen naturally though, where you just get comfortable.
And I guess everybody's different, right? It just depends on what that what that mark is for you, right? So one woman could be, okay, I'm getting dressed up, I'm getting dolled up, and then that deteriorates. Or it could be, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning the house, and that deteriorates. I guess my thing is, whatever bar you set in whatever area it is, like that's a dangerous space. And I think that, me personally, if I'm with a woman, I understand that, and we all said that, we're all familiar with that phrase, what you won't do, somebody else will do, right? Look at why you on the eye?
Sorry.
Why? Go ahead.
I personally don't like that.
You don't like that phrase? Why?
Because here's the thing. Okay, so if you're in some type of relationship, not even a formal relationship, if we're having a relationship, I'm not gonna meet your 1 to 10 every single time. So you mean to tell me every time I don't meet that, I have to worry about somebody else cooking better than me? Because
No,
I can't cook.
It's not a 1 to 10, but see, if you can't cook, I know that off jump, right? So I'm referring to the shit that you have presented that is a part of you, and then those things go away.
Okay.
So it's the lack of consistency or the part about you getting comfortable. So I'm not gonna expect, if you can't cook, then again, I know that out the gate. So no, I'm not gonna find somebody else attractive because they can cook. But if you're doing certain things to begin with and then you become comfortable, then yeah, my eyes might start to wander. You stop doing that little thing with in between the sheets that you used to do, and
Not the whistle.
So I hope we're not talking about a committed relationship here. But if we're not talking about a committed relationship, then yeah, I totally understand. But
no, we're not. We should.
I was gonna ask you what would you?
No, definitely committed relationship. I would say dating doesn't even warrant that much. I ain't gonna say that much consistency because you still want to be consistent, but real comfort levels is like you said with your career, with your marriage, maybe a long time. So we're talking about legitimate stability where you've established a level of expectation and routine with somebody.
okay.
Well, there is an old saying: "Don't start nothing you're not gonna keep up."
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't come in here, looking all good, and then let that fall off because that's the to a certain extent, that's the expectation.
Absolutely.
I like the prettiness of women. If I wanted somebody with hairy legs, hell, I spent my whole career around them. You know what I'm saying? I spent my entire career in locker rooms around guys. I didn't want my wife or my girlfriend being hard like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that. So I like a womanly woman. If I can say that, you know what I'm saying? I like softer women, so that's cool with me because I get soft too. But the legs, baby.
Okay.
You can miss me with that.
Don't gorilla with me.
Nah.
No shave November, ladies. It applies.
No
to us
shave
too.
November.
It applies to us too.
I promise you'll never catch me without my head shaved. I promise you. Ever.
Ladies, I'm saying,
Yeah.
I would say, ladies, come from telling them to remove
Yeah,
the hat.
because we know what
You'll never see me with all my hair grew out. I promise you.
it don't.
I got a certain standard that I keep for myself, and I feel like
Because it goes both ways, though.
It don't grow big, homie.
you alone. It does enough. Okay, that's how long you've been knowing me, so you haven't seen it grow out. So you know what I mean. I've been keeping it cut that long, dude. I got a standard, baby.
Yeah, it's for yourself.
Yeah, everybody can't be this confident with a scalp.
All right, so
Some of us get weed.
weave.
Shade.
All right,
Years, baby.
all right. So curious, we're gonna throw it back to the queen. What do you? Obviously, you can only speak for yourself. What do you feel that? What area do you feel men get the most comfortable in? Because we're trying to learn something,
Okay.
And you're gonna learn something tonight too. It's coming.
I don't want to say relationships because I feel like that's so cliche, because I feel like that's a bash on men.
It's not a bash on men.
But I can say, just in my experience,
speak your truth.
Relationships. And I say that because you do all this work in the beginning, and like you say, you set that expectation and it's not there. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get a new car, you have to keep maintenance on that car. Mm-hmm. So if you notice I'm not doing something that I was doing before, or you're not doing something I was doing before, and I notice we're both getting a little complacent, it's time for us to have those tune-ups and those checkups. However, I feel like sometimes as a woman, when we approach a man about those things, it comes across as we're nagging or we're not
Maybe it's how you
As-
communicate.
that presentation is also key, but I just feel like the moment we bring it to your attention, it's like, dang, you want me to do all that? Girl, I'm not about to do all of that. I got you, don't I? And it's like,
Dang, you didn't have somebody tell you that shit?
no, definitely haven't. I'm speaking not from my personal,
No.
what I've heard.
Well, what you speaking
Yeah,
for?
what you speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
I mean, I have friends that have been in, relationships that they're still in because they've had to have that communication. But there's been, they call it it's not the 2-year itch, but whatever they call when you get to that level in your marriage where it's not new anymore, the newness kind of wears off, and you guys just kind of get a little complacent, a little comfortable. And of course, you do want to get comfortable in your marriage to an extent, because I feel like comfortability can be looked at
It's a positive thing.
as a positive thing.
You
not
broke
all
it down a
negative.
couple weeks ago, though. You said that you
Mhm.
broke down the clear difference between
Contentment
and being
and
comfortable.
complacent.
Yeah,
Mhm,
complacency.
complacency.
Yeah.
So yes, content in your marriage is saying, hey, he is not perfect by any means. He's not Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's trying. So although he doesn't get it right every single time, I know that effort that he puts forward, he has good intentions. But contentment is where I'm saying, hey, babe, let's do this and do that, or let's work on this and work on that. And even with each other, because when you're with someone, where you are, you guys are both going to be growing together. And I'm just talking about relationships, but you're both going to be growing together. So if I'm over here still reaching and trying to achieve my goals, but you're content because, I'm in a relationship, I got a girl, we're doing all right, we're not struggling, you're not being ambitious like you were in the beginning. You get a little comfortable. And so I feel like that's when those levels start being imbalanced, and you need those tune-ups. But sometimes in experience, it's not an easy thing, and it's not really a easy conversation to have sometimes when someone's telling you, hey man, you're getting a little too comfortable. You know what I mean? So,
No, that's a good point when you talk about motivation, because you can tie that into profession and then just personal comfortability. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's the everybody has an individual responsibility, right? But I also feel like when you talk about engaging with somebody, if I'm your man, I feel like I have a responsibility to ensure that you don't hit that level of comfort. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are in relationships and they have tunnel vision on what they want to do. You know what I mean? But like I would want to motivate my partner. You know what I mean? Like whatever her dreams are, like I want to push her and I want to motivate her. I think a lot of people are on their own independent journeys. They're together, but they're on their own independent journeys, because there's no way in hell my wife would ever get complacent if she's my wife. Like I just wouldn't allow that to happen.
You're supposed to be on your individual journey while you're married too.
true.
Don't forget about yourself.
True.
You have to have time for yourself and keep developing yourself, as well as work on your marriage and develop that relationship and the progress in that too. Well, I think when we go wrong, we forget about ourselves. You know, because you're making a commitment to somebody else, and we're meeting at a common ground. And sometimes we forget about ourselves. We lose ourselves in that marriage.
But as it pertains to being comfortable, like you shouldn't lose yourself getting comfortable or chasing your dreams. So what I'm saying is, if you become comfortable independently, then I would hope that the person that you're involved with would shake that up out of you.
It don't happen like that all the time. It don't happen like that all the time.
I mean, you with the wrong person.
Well, right. You would hope that it would happen like that. You know what I'm saying? I think you would have to be choosing somebody like that from the get-go.
Because
I was just going to say, from personal, I chose not to get more involved with someone for that reason. They were not ambitious. They saw, oh, I'm going to get with you. You make this much. Oh, we make this much together. Man, I'm not going to work no more overtime. And it's like, hold on now. You need to, if you're not going to work overtime, what are you going to be doing with that free time? Let's continue to, don't get with me and say.
You're going to be cooking. Because you said you can't cook.
See?
Okay.
So
we're working on it. Okay,
he's
baby
picking
back ribs on me. But anyway, like.
Wait, okay. You really can't cook?
I can cook. Sometimes.
What is sometimes?
I need Pinterest and recipes. It's right.
Poor baby Aiden.
That's what lunchable.
Anyway, but yeah, so you can kind of see. See, y'all
like
what
that.
Baloney.
No, not baloney. We can do smoothies. Okay. Shout out to Aiden, my baby loves cereal. Okay, so, what I was gonna say is just, you can kind of see those telltale signs when you're dating someone too.
Yeah.
I feel like because as you talk about your goals and your dreams and the things you're trying to do, and you actually have an action plan to do those things, if you don't hear that person saying what they're, speaking on those things, or you can even hear it in conversation, you can tell when someone is not going to be ambitious and they're real easy at getting in their comfort level.
And they can't even compliment you.
That's the thing; they can't compliment
Because you don't want somebody that's you don't want anybody that's gonna just be behind you like me. I'm in a relationship, so it's not like Chris
we know. Love you, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, but real talk, true story. But listen, but I've never wanted somebody that was in my shadow. I wanted somebody to have their own image and their own drive and goals and stuff like that, so that way we can sharpen each other. Because there's a lot of people out there who are in relationships that just know, like for example, like if I were to be in a relationship with Carrie, it would be like me and then her in the back. Like she doesn't have her own image. Like nobody knows who she is. They just know her through me, as opposed of it's like a team, like me and her, like side by side, sharpening each other and better each other in every aspect.
But she's not the type of person to be comfortable standing
not.
in the back.
No, she's an alpha female, so she's gonna get it by any means, with or without me.
I don't think necessarily standing in the back means that you
Comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a role play too, and that role switch. We don't have to get used to playing the same role. Some days you're gonna be down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in some careers, the other person's not going to ever have a career that's going to match up to yours if you're talking about money-wise or potential-wise. But you need that person's support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That support is, I think, what you gauge it off of.
Right.
Because I play professional sports, man. That meant a lot to me for my wife to be there.
Yeah.
I needed you. I'm going somewhere that nobody else that has ever been. I need you there with me.
Little things.
And it's a sacrifice. They have to sacrifice a piece of themselves. And that's it sounds selfish, but you have to, man, in order for the betterment of the whole entire picture. So even though she was in the background, I didn't feel like she was in the back. Doing those motherly things are very important.
Yeah.
Are very important. So just to add on to what Chris was saying, I don't know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's how we portray it too, because it's not really the background. Because you trying to play professional sports and be a single dad, you couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's all in how we paint it. Yes, you may be on the front, like how we are the face, but we couldn't have this podcast if we didn't have someone holding down the camera and recording it. So I feel like
shout out to the producer.
Shout out to the radio.
What's going on,
network.
Rick?
But so I feel like they're just as important. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean that it's just not as important. So, but again, when it comes to comfort levels, you can't get comfortable, and she has to, then for the support has to become the main thing, because something's gonna fall. So I feel like you have to have that good balance, and like you said, people have to know how to kind of play their roles, but understand the importance of your role.
Right.
So.
All right, turn it up a notch. Hope that safe haven kicked in.
Actually, need a refill.
You need a refill. I want to talk about sex.
I want to address that first, but you beat me to it.
You gotta. It's like foreplay. You gotta ease your way into it.
Yeah.
And again, we have a woman on the show, so we're gonna get straight to it. I think that is an area that a lot of people get comfortable in.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely agree.
It's very important.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I think we all can agree to that.
If we've been going at it out of both draw legs.
Draw legs.
That's some country stuff.
Yeah, that's some
Before we got married and we get married and you stop, now you playing with me.
Right. Yeah.
Now you playing with me.
Right.
Some people have high sex drives.
Yeah.
Have sex drives. You can't cut that off, man.
Right.
You can't cut that off, because now, like you say, what do they say? Idle mind is the devil's playground.
That's true.
Say it again.
The idle mind is the devil's playground.
Okay.
And so, what you won't do, somebody else will. I know that sounds kind of, kind of cliche and it's kind of immature, but it happens.
Vindictive.
But it happens, man. It just really depends on what your love language is. If you're and understanding your partner, if your partner's love language is touch and feel, and you're not
Physical touch,
doing it,
yeah.
come on now.
Right.
That's your job to continue to learn your partner.
That's crazy that you said that. I actually just took that test not too long ago, and it's funny because
like gifts.
no. Oh my God! Oh, nice and shiny. Give me a bow.
So was that number one?
Nah, gifts actually wasn't number one. But the crazy is, and I'm sure that goes without saying around the table. But as I get older, and obviously as you go through different things, like I like to take it at different periods of time, so it changes. But physical touch, obviously, I think at the just hormones at the peak. That was always number one. Believe it or not, it's not number one anymore.
What?
It's words of affirmation.
It is words of affirmation.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Really? I get that from men a lot. They tell me that that's their love language. I suck at that.
That's not my number one.
What's your number one?
Physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yeah.
What's yours?
What was the where's the one where like people do stuff for you?
Acts of service.
Acts of service is mine.
I think that's
you
a lot
big
of
on?
women.
Yeah.
I'm physical touch.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
physical touch. I like to
In the
grab,
bathtub,
hold,
rub
hug,
it,
gotta
dub
touch
it.
me.
hug and feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta feel that love.
Yeah.
I gotta feel. I like the touch of a woman. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't lie about that.
All right, Queen. I want to know why do women backslide? I'm not saying men don't, but we directed it towards you.
Okay.
I want to know why in some relationships does sex become comfortable for a woman?
Well, I don't want to throw y'all in the bus, but
kids and work.
No, because like you said, I mean, the drive is going to be there regardless. You know what I mean? But if you start doing the same things, it just start getting, like, I know you finna flip me over right now. Here we go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, man.
like, you know what I'm saying? Or here we go. He finna start blowing on my ear. Like,
It's time for patty cake.
Exactly. So it starts getting like,
Routine.
that's the routine. And
Right.
so as a woman, I can say just as a woman, I don't want the same old tricks. I know we finna do these same three things. And then he gonna be asleep. He gonna be out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we want something different.
But sex it requires two people, right? So
I mean,
sometimes
it does.
three.
Oh, look at me.
I was like, he's like, I don't know
Corey
nothing
said
about
it.
that. I was like, yeah. So, Mr. I need three. But I just feel like like you said at the beginning. Life, you know what I'm saying? Like, life happens. Now we done had all your kids, and you want to take care of them, cook your food, and do all that. We get tired, so that's one thing. I see you shaking your head.
That's not an excuse, man.
I understand that, but I'm saying that could be a reason why we're just tired.
But it's not a reason why.
People get tired.
It shouldn't be a reason why.
So I feel like you're talking about the actual act of sex is what you're talking about right now. Not even intimacy. You're talking about just. That's what you're talking about, right?
Patty
now.
cake.
Applause.
Round. What's that song? Damn it. What's that song?
Round of applause.
Oh man.
Okay, I understand that's not an excuse for you because it can be reversed, right? But I'm saying, like, that's what happens as people get older. You get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, not get into bed till 10 o'clock at night, and then you want me to go and do a whole cardio workout with you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's a lot. So what I'm saying
I need that.
But when I start doing the same thing and we start getting comfortable, that's
right,
a problem for
and I
you,
get
right?
it. I'm just, hey, don't attack the messenger
I ain't
here,
gonna
okay? I'm
never
just
get tired
saying.
Never.
Never.
Nah, go ahead.
You say you never get tired of the same thing?
Absolutely
I do
not.
get tired of the same. I get tired of the same.
Meaning what? You don't get tired of doing the same thing or receiving the same thing? If you don't get tired of doing the same thing, that's and I'm gonna side with Queen on that one. That's a little biased because it ain't about you.
Who said it was? Who said it was?
You said you don't get tired of doing the same thing. But your partner might.
That don't mean I'm not taking care of them, though.
Doing the same thing?
No, I'm just saying the whole thing itself.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
saying specifically
Okay.
what I'm doing.
Okay.
Talking about sex itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
I don't never get tired of that now.
some brothers be like, yeah, man, I'm tearing that thing
There's
up.
a lot of women.
The sister be like, are you really?
There's a lot of women that haven't, that haven't experienced intimacy. They just used to guys flipping them over and going to
now.
work.
We're gonna call that patty cake.
Right.
Okay.
The smack. They just used to that. It's like, you just going to get right into it, huh?
Yeah,
Right.
so
Ain't no foreplay or nothing.
If you're 40 years old, you're sorry. If you're 35, 30 years old and you don't know how to kiss, there's something wrong with you. Go ahead.
Grow up.
They are comfortable.
You got comfortable with getting bent over. That's what happened.
go ahead, baby, touch some toes. Okay.
I don't have no problem with that.
Okay, so I want to bring it back to the contentment part and then the complacency.
All right, go ahead.
So I feel like this has a lot to do with that part of a relationship as well, because sometimes the way I feel about you could also affect the way I'm going to perform when it's time to perform during.
Absolutely.
So if you are not giving me all that I need in the other areas, I'm not going to want to put forth the effort when it comes time to that part. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're at home playing video games all day long, when I get home from work, now you want to go in the room and play patty cake. It's like, I'm not feeling you like that.
I understand.
I'm not feeling you
I
like
understand
that.
that. And then
if you're being an upstanding individual, I don't care how many hours I done worked at home. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
And do you feel like all women feel like? So I completely agree with you when you say dude sitting at home not doing nothing. He clearly got comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. He clearly got comfortable. So you feel like as long as a man is doing what you feel he should be doing, there are under no circumstances, regardless of what you got going on, you're going to make it happen.
Yes, because I'm happy with you. I'm content with you. So it doesn't matter how I'm gonna always try to reinvent and zhuzh it up a little bit because I'm happy with you. I want to be with you. I want to.
No, that's a great mentality to have, and I applaud you for having that. Do I think that that's the consensus amongst women? Absolutely not. I think that there's plenty of situations where dude is doing what he needs to do, and some women will let life or whatever get in the way of that. And that's when men get upset. It's because, like, yo, I'm not at home playing video games. Like, yo, I'm doing this. Cooked you dinner. Boom, 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 boom. I've done all this, and you still tired. You know what I mean? Like, I might as well be playing video games.
But what are you doing to help that out, though? Because if, like, let's just say, if you are sitting at home playing video games, I'm not gonna not say anything to you. I mean, I don't really love you. I don't really like.
No, I'm saying, what if he's not playing video? Like, what if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing?
If I'm doing that in the bedroom, and you notice that I'm tired, where are some areas that you can come in and help me out to where I'm not tired? Or what are some other things that we can do? Like maybe we could be having foreplay all day, but by the time I get home, like but I still want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's.
Oh, you want them text messages on at work?
Whatever.
You want the eggplant while you in the meeting?
Sir, that's not what I'm saying.
You gotta keep it spicy.
What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. So if you are content with me, it doesn't matter if I'm not. Then if you see that I'm lacking in the bedroom, you're gonna do everything in your power to make sure that by the time it gets to that time, I have made sure that you are ready,
primed,
okay,
locked and loaded.
Ready. That's what I'm just saying. Like this is real talk though, because a lot of times people say she's not giving me what I want in the bedroom. Nah, it's like I'm tired. I have a legit reason. You know what I'm saying? I would like to give you more. I just don't want to give you no lazy. You know what I'm saying? So
that's emotional intelligence, though.
Exactly. Exactly.
Know your partners.
Know your partner.
Know what you do
good together all the time. They had to learn each other. You gotta
exactly.
Learn
so I see
Pippen and Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta learn who your partner is. Y'all team, and so if you want something from your wife, you gotta do what you gotta do. Finesse. All day. Intimacy is not touching, just touching. It's everything. And sometimes that might come in the form of you taking the kids and doing other things around the house.
Right, doing little things. Speaking their love language.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with being nice. But there's different levels of this. Everybody don't understand that. Some people think they can, just because you're doing what you're supposed to do, what does that mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What does that mean? Some of us are not aware enough to, even pay our partners attention. Motivation is a big word. Like you say, depending on how much we're motivated, that might be what type of sex you're gonna get at the end of the night. That goes for women too, because if I'm not turned on, or if men not turned on, a lot of women don't know that
men don't get turned on.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of them don't know. They think just because you get, naked or whatever.
Preach.
Hold up now. Women, you can be the judge. You control whether you getting 7 or 9.
Just saying.
Are you aware? Are you aware of that?
Yeah,
are you aware of that?
You can control that. You can control how much motivation a guy has.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
very aware of that.
Yeah, I'm
But
just.
but like we were been talking about all night, the comfortability level. So
Mhm.
I'm not. I may so I'm taking myself and I'm saying that quote unquote I might not be aware that you cannot stand when I wear this bonnet, or you like,
Oh,
man, if
man.
I have to stare at one more
Not the McMuffin top.
hairy armpit, I'm gonna scream. I'm thinking everything is cool because we're still patty caking, but it's like you would give me a lot more if I
Took
just
that goddamn
take the
McMuffin
bonnet
top off.
or made sure like just little things, like you say, your partner, so the little things that would get that person going and aroused, you can do those things, but it's not a lot, but you have to know your partner. And so like I said, like of course anybody can just get the patty cake, but if you want the full shebang, you're gonna want to do those extra things and not just get complacent in any aspects of your relationship.
All right, we're gonna flip it over and switch it around on your ass. All right, so we learned something, man, fellas. We learned something. Chris. No, we're gonna put the roles in reverse. So we asked Tavia, what does she feel that men get most comfortable in? And I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What do you think women? And don't worry, you got two brothers here to backdoor you. We ready to go.
I'm ready.
What do you think women get the most comfortable in? And if it's a relationship, I want specifics. Like what? What do you think women get the most comfortable in?
I feel like, and this is my opinion.
Hey,
This is my opinion.
four
I feel
perspectives.
like women get the most complacent in sex. Because you ready for this?
Come on.
You ready for this? I feel like some women have like cause I mean, me being transparent, I have a high sex drive. I'm just being, I have a high sex drive. So I'm expecting like not sex like every damn day, but I want, at least like, 3 or 4 times out the week, maybe 5.
3 to
maybe
4
6.
times out of the week.
At least. At least. But I think that
Can I pause you real quick?
Go ahead.
Is that excessive to a woman? 3 to 4 times a week. Is that excessive?
I personally don't think it's excessive.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. All right. Go ahead. Finish. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that's not.
I feel like, especially when you're in a relationship, a committed relationship, I feel like I'm not messing with nobody else. You're not messing with nobody else. So I feel like I need to get that all the time. And I feel like, and like you said, spice it up. I'm a no script kind of guy. So I mean, I'm not gonna go in there doing the same kind of routine. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna just go in with whatever I'm thinking of doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kama Sutra.
So listen. But to answer your question, I feel like women get the most complacent in sex.
All right, big homie.
I would say it's probably sex too.
But we're not doubting y'all though, like in a
Yeah,
bad way.
I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting. That's a really blanket question.
Right.
It could be anything, but from my experience, it was sex. It was sex at the end of the day. Shoot, I'm a person, I can have sex every day, and I needed somebody to keep up with me. At least a couple times a week. That's cool with me. But to cut a brother off, I'm like, oh no. But then at the time, I might have been, immature, like she said. I might not have been speaking our love language. And so at this point, the person I am now, I know a whole lot more as far as, trying to be a good teammate. So
Yeah.
I probably had something to do with that, in my previous relationship. So, but just to choose one, I would say sex. I was gonna say cooking, but but when you can cook, it don't really matter. So I do a whole lot of cooking. So,
All right, I'm gonna be the oddball. I'm not even gonna say sex.
Thank you.
what are you gonna say?
I'm not gonna say sex. I'm gonna say, and this may be a blanket statement, but it's not geared towards sex. I'm gonna say stimulation, and again, it's not geared towards sex. So, like we talked about things throughout the day,
Right.
I feel like if certain things are there, they promote other things to organically happen, right? So, when you first start talking to somebody, you made a great point, Chris. Like, the level of attention, you know what I mean, the heels, the you know the date. It's just the level of excitement, you know, that attention, you know what I mean. You know, if you were to walk by, my head is turning, you know what I mean, that type of attention. Me personally, don't laugh at me. I like pictures. I like because
Really?
y'all, yeah, y'all women, y'all feel yourselves, right? You know what I mean. In the beginning, like I get, women take a lot of selfies and things like that. You know what I mean. Like I feel like that stuff kind of declines after. Go ahead,
What kind of responses are you giving back to these selfies? Because if you're not saying nothing, I'm not sending them to you.
man. I don't want selfies if I ain't gonna say nothing to them. You know what I mean? So I feel like stuff like that is stimulation, right? And from stimulation comes intimacy and sex. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to go to the root of it because we could be playing patty cake all day, and like you said, it's scheduled and there's nothing to it. But when a woman sends me a picture just throughout the day, it's, she feeling herself and she don't care what I'm doing, but she want to make sure that I'm thinking about her. And I pick up my phone, ooh. And it's, ooh. Look, if I wasn't going to cook for you, I might be going to Kroger now. Like, goddamn, like, let me go, run some bath water and I'll drink your bath water. Like, I might do a little, I might do a little extra here and there, And we ain't talking about like X-rated pictures, man. We just talking about just enough to keep a man interested.
Right.
Enough to keep him on his toes, enough to keep him excited. And I think that y'all do a lot of that. And we've covered all kind of topics, since we've been on the show, just social media and stuff like that. You see women, feeling themselves with their girls, posting all this and that. And I've always been a big advocate. It's like, I don't want to ever have to go online to see you in your glamour state. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the dude that you mess with. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want to go on your gram and see. Yeah, you
send that to me.
Yeah, I don't want to go on your gram to get my fix. I want to go on my messages to get my fix, man. So I wouldn't even say sex. I would say just the level of let me keep myself on my man's mind.
Mm-hmm. Right. Can I take it up a notch?
Take it up a notch.
So I know we're talking about relationships, but I feel like the root is how you feel about yourself as a person. So when you get to be complacent with yourself as a person, not even in a relationship, so I'm not even caring about how you see me, it's how I see me. Like how Big Homie said he keeps his head shaved. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that we do for ourselves. Like when I'm at work, I'm not at work just clocking in and clocking out. I'm constantly grinding and going hard at work. You see me doing that, but I'm not doing that for you. I'm doing that for myself.
Facts.
I want to come home. I want to make sure I have a good diet. So you see me making my little green smoothies in the morning.
That's
I'm
for you.
That's for me, but you see me doing that. You see me making sure, okay, I take that extra glance in the mirror to make sure I'm looking good in the morning. And hey, I walk by, let me take this selfie. Oh, it look good enough to send to you. But I wasn't doing that for you initially.
Okay,
I was
feel
doing
you.
that for myself.
I feel you.
So I feel like when we stop getting complacent with ourselves, when we stop,
it trickles down.
Yes, like we can get comfortable. Like I'm speaking from experience. I have a 4-year-old and I have a very, very busy work schedule. It's so easy for me to say, you know what, forget this wig, this makeup. They happy to have me here today at work. But when I start putting in that extra care about me, myself, how I come across to people, am I going to school? What classes can I take? Am I going for this new promotion? Oh, look at that BMW. I'm going to get that car. That's going to be the things that you're attracted to versus me making sure I do it for you. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not doing it for me, I'm for sure not going to do it for you. So
I'm learning.
I feel like even as men, you're not going to want to put forth that extra effort if you're not doing it for yourself. So we have to make sure within our individuality, we're constantly checking ourselves like, hey, all right, you been doing so good. What's the next thing? Like, let's not get complacent.
Find that balance.
Yes, and what we have going on. Let's always strive to do better.
I love that. And I don't think I've ever put it in that perspective. So I love when you kick that knowledge, man. So yeah, because I'm on the receiving end. I think most men are on the receiving end. Yeah, we just want it because we want it. But to your point, I could be getting it and it not be genuine or not be coming from a person that's doing it for herself. It's like, okay, this nigga want this. Let me go ahead and do
Exactly.
this. Like, nah, I want
Exactly.
I want you to send me a picture that you took on your own because you was feeling like you was just that
Exactly.
chick today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's gonna make you want to stay. That's that longevity. Versus, let me just go ahead and say, hey,
Cause he like it.
take
Yeah,
me
he
back.
like
Versus, you know what? I'm gonna get up and look like I'm going to go for the job that I want and not the job that I have. And let me put this extra effort in that. Or you know what? I have my master's, but let me go ahead and see how can I roll back for mine. You know what I'm saying? So
Love it. Love it.
always, bettering yourself and not getting complacent in what you have going on, and
I
that's
love it.
naturally gonna, translate in a relationship.
So off of that, I had a mentor that told me not too long ago. He told me if you know the answer to the questions in front of you, you're asking the wrong question. It took me a while to figure that out. He was like, if you know all the answers to the questions ahead of you, then you're asking the wrong questions. And that goes to your point, like you said, just not being able to push the envelope. I think people feel like they've math. A lot of people feel comfortable when they feel like people feel accomplished, you know what I mean? And I'm not knocking anything that you work to achieve and, you hit that marker. But I think people feel like, okay, I've achieved this goal that I've set and I've conquered, you know what I mean? Like, this is it. I feel good about myself. But it's like, if you are ever in a space where you feel like, yo, I've mastered this, I've conquered it, then you're in the wrong space. You know what I mean? Like, you should always be in a space to where you feel like, I don't have the answer. Let me go figure that out. Or what is this challenge? I don't know how to maneuver this situation. Let me figure it out. But I think that people can misconstrue achieving something and being good in an area as to winning. Like, it's a win, but how long are you going to celebrate that goddamn win? There's a Super Bowl every season. You can't win the Super Bowl this season and feel like you're the Super Bowl champ for the next 5 seasons. Like,
What have you done for me lately?
what? I love that. What have you done for me lately? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
true
It's
though.
tough.
but for instance, like me, I just don't have it in me to just be that. You know what? Let me just eyeball it. I can cook it. I'm just not that girl. But I'm always working to get better at that. So I feel like also that has a lot to do with, you can say, man, I'm just not romantic, or I'm just not this person. Okay, I understand that, but are you still trying to better yourself? What are you doing to better yourself? Because sometimes we can just put that label like, I'm not
this, or I'm not good at
not
this.
that.
All right, let me play devil's advocate, right? So then a lot of people will say, accept me for who I am, right? Some nigga, he don't like that.
Or you trying to change me. You trying to change
I
me.
don't like
Why you
that.
don't
You don't like
me for
that?
I
me?
need you to be flexible and adjustable.
So you
In
don't think
everything.
you don't think that people are so you don't think that meeting anybody or you're just gonna have to accept certain things, like you don't think that people are wired a certain type of way, or
we
even
we are wired a certain type of way. We wired. We're geared to be better at certain things than other people. However, you should always be ready to make adjustments. Always, because you don't know what's going to be thrown at you. You don't have the answers for everything. Stuff happens. Shit happens in this world. And in my 42 years I've been on this earth, there's a lot of shit that happen, man. And you have to be able to roll with the punches and be open to other ideas and options. And so that's all I'm asking, that you be
Open-minded.
to, yeah, be open minded. I don't like closed minded and closed off statements like that.
yeah.
So I feel like
This
that's
is me. This is how you going. Okay. Well, I don't like that. That's just me.
Yeah.
I really don't like that because I'm kind of flexible like that. So.
So all right. So again, I'm gonna be devil's advocate, man, because I do a lot of self-evaluation, right? So I think that all of us at this table can sit here and maybe identify, I don't want to call it a flaw, but an area within ourselves to where it's like, yo, this is me, or this is. I'm not saying I'm not open-minded, but I know myself. Right. The worst thing you can do is lie to yourself, right? So I know myself, and I know that there's certain things that it's just in me, man. Like, I can try, I can do this, but this is a part of me that
Like
you
what?
you
Like
th-
what?
Yeah, give
For
us an
example.
example.
this is a part of me that
We're family.
you gonna have to love, man.
Talk to
We're
us
family.
nice.
Like what? Man, y'all gonna make me sound like an asshole. Again, I'm not saying that I'm not
You
open-minded.
gonna answer the question or what?
Again,
You gonna answer the question or what? Well, while you thinking about it, I'll give you mine. I think I'm a culprit of getting complacent. I had so much success so early
Yeah.
that, man, I was like, when I was done, I was like, shit, I'm about to kick up. I'm about to kick my feet up, and I'm not going to do nothing else.
Right.
Because I kind of set my life up that way just to be comfortable and not do a whole lot. But like I said earlier, I think, after a little while, I said, man, I think I'm letting too many of my talents go to waste. I'm just sitting in one spot. I said, what are you doing here?
And
then
then
when people start asking you, what are you doing? It's like, you should be doing this. You should be doing this. I don't know.
and then Talk to Me Nice was born.
Right. He came to me. It was divine timing. He said, he you kicked out the idea. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. And so here we are. But I'm a corporate of complacency. And, I can hold my hand up to that. So
Yeah.
go ahead, Corey. ZP. What is it?
I'm comfortable in what I like. Like seriously, like what I like is what I like. And I know a lot of people, I don't know, maybe I'm not open-minded, like I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to. I like what I like. There's certain things that just stimulate me, and I really, in a sense, I guess I'm not open to other things. So I have certain expectations of not even just a woman, just any interaction I have. Like this discourages me, this motivates me, this attracts me, this stimulates me, and I just don't feel like as time goes on or age goes on, like those things just have to change. Like no.
I wasn't saying be open-minded and flexible on those type things.
Okay.
right.
No, absolutely not. You got a standard that you like. Right. That's what you like.
But it's not even a standard. Okay.
We're
going to be shallow, right?
That's a standard,
and people have told me
that. You know what you like.
No.
You know what you won't take.
I'm going to take it down a notch a little bit more. There. Look, see, that's why I like Queen, right?
What'd you say?
I have a
He
type.
has a type.
Yeah.
I have a type.
You don't never seen that song.
But we're not talking about
type.
we're not talking about type of like, oh, you need to be doing this in life. Obviously those are given at this point in my life, but I have a type. Aesthetically, I have a type. I like what I like.
What's that?
What is
Oh
it?
my God.
Ladies,
Put it out there.
put that ear to the phone right now.
Oh man, I love all my viewers, so I can't like
I'm just kidding, ladies.
void
you're
anybody.
interested in seeing
I mean, I love black women, but we all have a type, right? And I think, huh?
Lower bottom.
In the news.
Bush.
Light skin.
Yeah, man. There's just certain things about me that when I see a woman, like it's just
Ain't it?
What type
Man.
of woman?
That's what they
a
made them
black
songs
woman.
about.
Oh, a black woman?
A black woman.
Any black woman.
No, not any black woman.
I
It's an absolute. What did we talk about last week? Shaquif don't get them that kind
So
of.
the name.
Nikisha.
The name. So you're Xing them off by even their name?
I think names is a thing. I think
Really?
I'm picky about
Call
names
Squeeze
too.
them.
I can't. You can't be no Chris.
if
and-
your name was Shaquif, you gonna be in trouble.
She had no
Oh, shit.
Control
on that.
over that.
Yes, like
She
that's-
got to play them cards that she was dealt.
But what if
Cause
she was just drop dead
Wow.
gorgeous and her name was just
Sound
like.
she got buck teeth.
But what if she,
Shaquif, if you out there, we love you, sister. But anyway, really all about
What
the
it-
name.
So-
you said, what if she was
so what if
gorgeous?
she was just drop dead gorgeous?
All I'm gonna tell you is, if she was drop dead gorgeous, then we gonna be.
You get away with some stuff
No.
when you cute.
Corey and Shaquille.
You don't lie.
Nah.
Use
She
a
can
lie.
drop them draws if she drop dead
What I'm
gorgeous.
saying,
But she
what
not
I'm
coming
saying,
home.
Somebody.
Hey,
who-
mama, this Shaquif.
Somebody who you attracted to is attractive to you gets away with more than somebody that you consider ugly. You're not gonna keep giving somebody or give somebody the benefit of the
That's
doubt.
some shallow shit, ain't
It
it?
is. At the end of the day, it is. But we talk all this nice intellectual shit, but it always goes back down to the 2-point bucket.
The real.
Yeah.
Because, like, my name is Artavia. I met a guy who legit told me, your name is Ghetto. I really date German women. And I'm like,
There it is.
You gotta tell you.
I mean, I understand I'm not everyone's taste and flavor, but really, my name? Are you kidding me? So, I mean, I suppose, ladies.
I mean, would you?
I mean, that goes
how
both
you
ways,
feel
though.
about how you feel about Rufus? I mean, what if my name was
That's
Rufus?
what I'm saying. Like, you can have a nickname. What's up, Rue? Boo? Bay? Like, there's all types of nicknames.
Bay.
So when you
Mr.
mad at me, you
Johnson.
gonna say my whole name?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm saying when you mad at me, you gonna say my whole name, Christopher.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's just how I'm wired though. But yes,
Absolutely.
Oh my
right.
Chadwick.
Chadwick Boseman. Get your
I
work.
have heard my name called.
See?
Chadwick.
But I understand aesthetically. I mean, we can't judge you if that's what you want to judge by.
Is that a
but-
comfort thing for me? Is that me not growing and saying, okay, I'm opening my mind to certain things? Like I feel like that could be a level of comfort because those experiences could be good ones or negative ones. But to being, obviously I'm attracted to intellectual, women, so there's a lot of things that come with, the aesthetics. But yeah, I think I'm comfortable. Honestly, I'm 32. I'm comfortable with what I like right now, and I just don't know if that's going to change. So maybe I'll be a victim of that comfort level for as long as I live, and shun me for that. But it is what it is.
I definitely feel like closed-mindedness is a layer of comfortability.
So you feel like that's a level of
I definitely
close-mindedness?
feel like because if it's
I'm
you say,
sorry,
you know
black
what?
people.
If someone says I need a woman who can cook, but I just can't cook, it's like I'm constant.
I got a baby. My baby
Or-
got to eat.
Or
Deal
here's the
breaker.
thing, or I'm not good at relationships. I'm not good at communicating my emotions.
That's
well.
terrible.
We gotta
We
what?
can't. I don't feel like that's
No.
something you got to work on. Like if you don't know how to communicate, like I just don't know how much time I can invest in you. It's like, yo, you go to a
some
counselor.
stuff you gotta know how to do already.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is that you have
Yes.
to work on that. Though.
Well, you
Like,
go work on it, and when you get that shit together, you holler at me.
And I understand that, but what I'm saying is that you have to emotionally intelligent understand that part about yourself. So I may not be ready for a relationship, but at least I can acknowledge that. Now, if I just keep going around saying, you know what, I've tried and I can't get it, that closed-mindedness, that where you feel like you just don't need to work on yourself anymore, like that's a level of comfortability. Like, look, babe, I can't get no good job. All I can do is be a security guard at Ross. Like, I have a problem with that because I understand you may feel like that, but I don't even see you trying. So when you stop putting forth that effort and that aspect, I feel like we should say that's the level of comfortability to me. I'm not saying lower your standards by any means, but what I'm saying is when you just give up and you refuse to put forth that effort.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
It's a-
Yeah,
What is it-
pretty low.
what- what
That
is-
sound
what-
like he ain't buying a loaf of bread or nothing.
What did you say? Security
He
guard at
went
Ross?
low.
No shade, you know what I'm
Is that what you
saying?
said?
The
Security
loss
guard at Ross?
prevention people at Ross, like that's all you want to
He
do
went
is
low,
be.
low. And I don't know how low that is, but that's
And if I don't see you saying, "Babe, I'm trying to," because there's different levels of security guards. But if you were okay with being the security guard at
Is
Ross,
there a level of
I
security
have a
guard?
problem.
Would you boo up with the security guard?
no, because we're not on the same level. So if I was a Ross worker, maybe then maybe we could work together to build each other
Oh
up.
man,
Oh,
you better not
no.
step foot in Ross. Look, follow her on Instagram. See her face. They're gonna put a poster of your face on Ross.
Ross has sponsored the entire party.
Hashtag I hate
Shout out to
Ross.
you, Ross. No, I love Ross. No shade. I'm not on
Hashtag
you
I hate
a man
Ross.
who make less than you?
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm
asking
saying
you
is,
a question. That's all.
Answer
no,
the question.
I could date someone that's making less than me because I had to start somewhere also. But I worked to where I got, and I'm continuing to work and hustle. So I feel like it's all about that ambition. If you were okay,
As long as he's not
if
comfortable.
you were okay, yes. If you were okay with being loss prevention, maybe you know what I'm saying. Life happened to you, and that's all you could get. At least you're not at home on Madden being the best. You know, you are trying, and you're like,
yeah.
okay, babe, I see this job about to open up. I'm gonna get this. I see you now. Personally speaking, there's levels. You know, I can't be all the way at the tip top with my doctorate degree, Oprah level, and I'm like, hey, Mr. McDonald's, man, you cute. No, I was like, I'll wait for you. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not about to support you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you
need to
paying
figure
back your
that out.
student loan. That's debt, babe.
That is true. You
Yeah.
don't own your own.
Back to
right?
last
You don't own
week.
your-
That's
what
straight
I'm
up.
Back to
saying
last
is
week.
that-
What you
I guess is what I'm saying is that we're just on different levels. So I feel like.
So you got more debt than he do.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's a whole other conversation too, though. When
It
you're trying to like
is,
date
but
on your level, but
don't waste your
Credentials.
yeah.
well, okay, I'm sorry, I said doctorates, but what I'm just saying
I
is that
understand,
I'm
though.
just
You
on a
got a
different
point.
level. Like,
you
you
got a
know,
point. You
we're
definitely
just
have a
on
point.
different levels, and so it's nothing wrong with you being on a level because I was on a level at one time too. But just right now, I don't feel like me dating. We would have more issues just trying to figure out our levels than getting to something else. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an uphill battle, man. I don't
Yes.
think that I don't know. I'm guilty of it. And like I said, there's certain areas that I really have just told myself that I'm talking to y'all to just make me do a lot of whole lot of
Opening up.
self evaluation, man.
Communicate.
You know what I mean? Because
What we've been talking about. Open up.
Emotional intelligence.
Open up.
oh man,
Come on,
nah,
we family.
yeah, we family. No, man, because I definitely have a perception of myself, and then I have a perception of other people when I look at them. So there's certain things that I'd be like, yo, get your shit together. But no, I do think that I'm comfortable in certain areas, and it's a difference. I guess it's a difference saying I'm comfortable in the area. Whoa, epiphany! I'm acknowledging that, and it's like, yo, let me make some changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus looking in the mirror and say, yo, I'm comfortable with that, and I'm good with that.
I'm good.
And me personally, I'm good. In some areas, like, I'm good. Like, I acknowledge that I'm comfortable and I'm good. And to you or any other woman, like, maybe they look at me in those areas and say, look, that's not attractive, or I'm not okay with that. You know what I mean? Just like I have that same discretion to do that with somebody else.
Absolutely.
But so, there may be some women, who watch this
Absolutely.
episode and be like,
Absolutely.
That
he
ain't
is,
it.
he is comfortable.
There's a difference in comfort if you already got stuff, though.
That's contentment,
That's
like she was
contentment.
talking.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
content.
I'm content and comfortable.
Yeah, so, but I feel
Hey,
like
hey, that's a good place
I'm
to be.
both of 'em.
Woo.
I'm most of the
balance,
like,
alignment.
That's a good place
you
to
don't
be.
have to worry about me running.
No.
I was like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I think I had that bad. That could come off as like he not, aspiring or to be anything, or he's not pushing. But
And then they
why-
find out what it is. It's
why
not
do I got to?
because I'm good.
Yeah,
Been there,
you know,
done
at
that.
the end of the day, I don't have to stress myself out anymore.
Right.
In some aspects, so I put myself to sleep on some ends, though. And I think I'm trying to change that. So,
Yeah,
That's good, big homie.
Yeah,
because I don't want to look like no punk bitch.
I feel that, bro.
I don't want to look like. The
What
guy
does that mean?
that's at
I feel
Ross.
you don't want to look like the security
Security
guard.
guard at
Ross.
Ross
Yeah,
with
I
the
know,
fake
you know,
badge.
But that's that. But then older
Yeah,
guys
we're gonna have an
sometimes
issue
get set in
stepping
their
in
ways,
Ross,
like
I
Corey
promise.
was saying.
Yeah, my
You get set in your
competition-
ways. Like I need my woman to do this. It's like you're set in your ways, and that gets so like.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
not for me. Not for me personally, but this is just everybody has a standard. Like,
Right.
have your teeth clean and stuff.
Right.
Man, my God.
Do the little things.
Do that. You know what I mean?
Take care of that
Don't be
ladies.
musty.
Oh God.
Shave your legs. Keep
Can
them
I- Oh, my
shaved.
God.
Don't cut me.
Get us the lazy hair removal.
I wanted-
Worry about it.
I wanted to wrap this
you
up, but
already
Go
got your
ahead.
stuff.
I want to wrap this up, but I want to go back one more time and pick on you a little bit, right? So, good. I mean, we got a trainer in the building, we got a professional athlete in the building, and then retired athlete, but you're still a professional athlete.
But I'm retired.
Retired.
And I have a dad bod.
Okay, but you didn't have that all your life, right? So that's another area that I am very curious about women. You know what I mean? Like, I understand women have kids and all this other good stuff, right?
I know where you going. I
Yeah.
already knew when he said that.
If y'all get mad, I'm sorry. Like,
Let's talk about it.
this is what this platform is for, right? Like, I want to understand these things, right? So, physical appearance is very important, and I feel like when we talk about comfort levels, and I'm not saying men are guilty of it, but I just feel like, however, I feel like women let themselves go when you get into a relationship. When people go to college, they say it's the freshman 15, you gain 15 pounds. You know what I mean? Like
Happy weight.
Happy weight,
I'm
yeah.
like, I feel like
Freshman 20.
Freshman
I've seen
20.
that both
Yeah.
ways. Like when you really happy, she cooking all the meals,
We
y'all
both
eating
fat.
great.
Yeah.
We both getting bigger. That's
Yeah.
how you know we happy. But
Yeah, man. So I just feel like, a woman, you're supposed to keep that thing going, and I see that often. It's like, yo, when I met you, you was snatched.
But that
Yeah,
matters to me, though.
It matters to me.
I'm not saying that part of it. The work ethic.
Yes.
I like athletic women.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
that doesn't mean you got to be slim and trim, but the fact that it's in your mind that, hey, I need to probably go walk,
Right.
I like that.
Right.
right,
You
so
know
I
what I'm
feel-
saying?
that goes all the way back to what I was saying originally. I'm gonna care about myself.
Right.
So I've let myself go, not because it has nothing to do with you. It's just because I stopped value them. I got comfortable with myself.
Right.
I stopped. You know what, girl?
Putting
I'm a
yourself
12
first.
now.
Right.
I'm a 14.
So
And
we
so
need to ask those questions? Like I like the fact that you keep saying that because every time like I guess I never think about like when somebody does that, especially a woman. Like I never try to think about how she feels about herself.
Yes.
Like I just expect to be receiving things.
Mhm.
So it's like I've never asked the question like, do you not feel attractive? Like
Right.
why
And I'm-
why are you not doing this for yourself?
And I'm going through that personally, where I feel like, man, like I don't have a man, so why do I need to keep myself up? You know?
To get a man, god
Hello,
damn it, what the
hello,
hell?
hello. Okay. So what I'm saying is that we all go through a funk. You know what I'm saying? Like we all go through it. Well, I've gone through a funk.
A funk and consistency is two
Listen,
things.
listen.
We talking about
I'm not
2-3
even
years, that ain't
talking
no
about
funk.
physical. I'm talking about just how you feel about yourself. Like maybe you had
Habit.
maybe you had goals that you set for yourself that you didn't reach. You know, maybe I'm 30 and I thought I was gonna have a house or I was gonna be married, and you didn't have those. So you just kind of stop feeling motivated.
Right.
But then you have to reach deep down to yourself because nobody else is gonna do it for you. Back to my dear black people, you have to love yourself enough to say, hey, we got to change some things.
Right.
I'm not going walking for you. I'm going walking because I want to make sure these jeans are going to fit. Or
Yes.
I'm going to make sure that, hey, I may have gained 10 pounds, but I'm going to carry it well. I'm going to make sure I keep myself up. I'm going to make sure I'm always doing something to keep my life active, eating healthy. But those are things that I have to want to do for myself first before you even bring it to my attention. Because if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
I'm learning, so I'm gonna start asking questions now. Because I think that as men, I don't think that we ask a lot of questions. Like we make assumptions.
Well, there's a lot of,
And also, if you
Yeah.
listen, sometimes we tell you our insecurities. You know what I'm saying? We'll tell you exactly what it is that we're going through, and you're probably not processing it that way. But if I'm like, oh, I got all this going on, you're probably like, okay.
we ain't there yet.
What
We're
do you
not there
mean?
yet.
What do you mean?
As far as being able to pick that up.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes as women, we're telling you slap out what's going on.
I need
because
sticky notes. Put that shit
Yeah,
on the
some
mirror.
Of us, some of us, it take a while for
We'll
us.
tell you that every single day. How was
Yeah,
your
but-
day?
Write a
Ooh,
sticky
I had
note.
a long day today. You know, and I'm telling you everything that's going wrong with me, and I guess it's just not correlated.
No,
Sometimes you
we
gotta
don't
detail it out though.
So,
I need
and
a sticky
and
note.
as a woman, I'm getting that. Like sometimes you
God,
have to
40-some years
spell
old.
it out.
Just
God,
say it
20
out.
some years old, he ain't listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's not listening. What he gonna listen to you
So-
for? You know, he's still trying to come into their own. You know,
Right.
in their
That's very
20s. You know,
true.
you're not listening to you.
Right.
I'm a culprit of that. I did not listen to my ex-wife. I promise you, it was like. I'm like, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Patty cake time.
But it wasn't that
She
bad.
ain't
It wasn't
producing.
that bad. It wasn't that bad, you know what I mean? But I know how different I am now.
Yeah.
Listening, just being sitting
Yeah.
down and just listening and actually listening to this woman talk.
Yeah.
Or a woman talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's totally different now. It's totally different now. But I remember when I was 20, I wasn't trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? I was a young guy. And, you know, you have to, even when you have your child, it takes, you know, the feeling of fatherhood takes longer than it does for a woman to feel like she's somebody's parent. You know, for men, it take us a while to like, man, damn, I got a son. You know what I mean?
And all that's again comfort level.
Yeah.
Like you used
Damn,
to
I
this
got a
space.
son.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a son. Maybe I need to kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. But you know, until then, it's gonna go.
But yes, both ways, you have to first look at yourself and make sure you're not being complacent with yourself. Making sure you're always doing those daily checks, those routines. And I feel like if you're in a relationship, do it together. Like, hey, let's sit down, let's chit chat. How's it going? What you got going on this week? Okay, just make sure, because that's how you're gonna make sure you never ever get complacent.
Yeah, and that builds longevity too.
For sure.
So as long as you good personally, obviously your man or your woman will benefit
It's
from
gonna
that.
come naturally.
Right.
Facts. All right. Well, appreciate the dialogue. I've learned a few things, brothers. I hope all of y'all listening. I guess we need to ask a little bit more questions. Cause
Definitely.
ask a few more questions. But women, hope y'all was listening as well, so that y'all know some of the things that are important to us, some of the things that we feel very strongly about, and you know, we don't want to push that on you, like Tavia said. We don't want to push that on you, but maybe those are areas that you guys can evaluate why you don't feel a certain type of way, you know.
Duly noted.
Yeah, motivate yourself. But time for Dear Black People, man. My favorite portion of the show. This is an opportunity for the Talk to Me Nice cast to address the black community with anything that's on our mind, on our hearts, or in our soul. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Ladies first.
Okay. Dear black people, and I'm speaking straight from experience,
Mm.
we cannot neglect the importance of customer service. We want people to support our businesses, support black owned businesses, but we have to understand that having a high level of customer service does not and professionalism does not mean acting white. Okay, that just means having a level of excellence about how you carry your business and taking your business serious. You cannot want someone to take your establishment, your business, or whatever you're trying to do serious if you don't have that level of customer service. Newsflash, if it weren't for these customers, you wouldn't be in business. So it's very important to make sure that you may not get it right every time, but I'm going to take care of that customer. When they call, I'm not going to have an attitude. I'm not going to act like they're getting on my nerves when they're spending their hard earned money on my goods. I would rather go to a place that I have had several mishaps with my order, but they have great customer service and they're going to take care of me than go to a place that has the product that I need but has bad customer service. So again, black people, I just want to say this. Having professionalism in anything that you do is not acting white, it's black excellence. So I love y'all black people.
I like that. Facts, facts. Poke fit.
Dear black people, stop living in the past. Stop going back to what was comfortable and what made you feel good at that point in time. Cause I see it all the time. I see, my close friends going back to their old ways and wondering why they don't have the success that they're trying to reach. And they look at me and they're always asking, well, how do you reach your level of success, bro? Because, like Nipsey said, man, everybody can't go. Everybody can't go, man. So I mean, if there's something that you're doing that's going to bring somebody else, or if there's something that person that's not in your life anymore going to bring you down, like leave them where they're at. Focus on you and better yourself in every aspect so you can reach your full potential and reach your level of success that you've been praying about and trying to manifest.
Love it, love it. Dear black people, protect your spirit. When I say that, I mean protect the energy that you allow around you. A lot of us have people around us that have a lot going on in life, and that's not a stab at people that are going through things, but I think it's important to make sure that other people's problems don't become your problems. I think that we take on a lot of, friends, family, people that we love. I think that we take on a lot of those things, and at some point that becomes suppressing. If you have a friend who every time you talk to that friend is always going through this, is always going through that, that sucks life out of you, whether or not you realize it. So protect your spirit. You don't have to turn your back on anybody, but definitely protect the space that you consider your safe haven, and cherish that. And I would say acknowledge all relationships that are somewhat suppressing, and properly manage those. So protect your safe haven.
All right. Dear black people, with this week being the NFL draft, we have a lot of. I'm gonna keep it on the athlete side because I'm gonna kind of talk about it today. We have a lot of athletes who have been training up for this moment to try to have their opportunity and chance to perform to make it to the NFL. Black people, stop putting all your hopes and dreams into these student athletes. We push our kids to play things that we probably couldn't or that we didn't have a chance to do. And when some of these athletes make it, we think that they owe us something. Quit doing that. Just because you let somebody spend a night over your house, a couple of weeks to help the parent out, doesn't mean they owe you a whole house if they make it. It's happened. It's happened. People have all these expectations for athletes, and it's predominantly in a black neighborhood. A lot of parents feel like the kids are supposed to take care of them afterwards. No, as a parent, you're supposed to already have your stuff going. You're not. I don't. I feel like we have a certain responsibility to our parents, but I don't feel like it's my job to have to take care of you just because you didn't handle your money correctly. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us parents and black parents, we push our kids so hard because we probably wasn't that good, and we put a lot of pressure on them. And people that do make it, it's even more pressure. Because everybody comes to you with their problems. They come to you with their problems. Hey, can you pay this? And can you pay this? It happened, and it's always the last day. They cut my stuff out today. It's like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? They're gonna cut out. They're gonna take my stuff today. So, black people, stop doing that. Stop putting all that pressure on, the athletes, and handle your business. Handle your business, and if we all handle each other's, our own individual business, I think the world would be a better place.
Absolutely. Can I be an asshole for a minute?
Go ahead and be an ass.
I have a son who's a great athlete, if I must say so myself.
You was trash when you.
Man, don't put that out there. Don't. We're not gonna do that. Absolutely not. False. Absolutely false statement. So I invest a lot in my son. I don't expect anything in my son. Like, I don't even want to sit there and sound like that kind of parent, right? But I invest a lot in my son to be able to excel in his sport of choice, which is baseball. So my goal for him is college. Like we talk about that every day. Like, what are we working for? When we run, I ask him, what are we working for? And it's just repetitive. College, daddy. College. So if the major leagues falls after that, that's just icing on the cake. But at the same time, if my son gets drafted to the Texas Rangers out of high school, I mean, I'm like, yo, daddy ain't working no more, right? Like, I'm be completely honest.
Yeah, but do you have him in baseball with the intention of that happen, with the expectation of that happen?
Of him going to the majors?
Yes.
I have him in baseball because he loves baseball.
That's what I'm saying. We have parents out there that literally do that.
You talking about like look at your kid as a cash cow?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I mean,
No, I don't have any malice or ill intentions to.
Yeah, but what if your son said, "No, Dad, I'm not giving you your money"? You gonna be mad at him?
No. I don't.
No more, right?
Well, you see how he loves
Nah, man, I don't. My son loved me too much for that to ever happen. But I see.
Wait till you're a teenager. Wait till you're teenagers. We gonna have the same conversation.
Yeah.
My son told me he didn't love me.
Talk to me nice, Caleb.
Respectful son of a bitch.
I don't care.
Oh shit. That's funny. But nah, man, that's our show for today. We hope y'all enjoyed the show. Obviously, we enjoy communicating with y'all on a week-to-week basis. But as usual, man, let's go around the table and let the people know where they can find us. Mr. Pokefit.
You guys can follow me on all social media platforms. My Instagram is Pokefit, POLKFIT, and my Facebook is Chris Polk, CHRISPOLK, and my website is pokefit.net.
Good job, Cuzzo. Good job.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, black people, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Artavia. That's ART.A.VIA. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Artavia, A-R-T as in Tom, A-V as in Victor, I-A, Rachelle, R-A-S-C-H-E-L-L-E. So, thank you.
Now, you just turned quite a few men off with that, all that name and letters. They was like, that's
too hard to type.
That's worse than Shaqueef.
Not the one for you. I'm not everybody's flavor.
Shaqueef.com.
Shaqueef.com.
Hagatha.
Pass the makeup and that's me.
Big homie, let them know.
Yeah, if you want to follow Big Homie, follow me at the Fonzolo Experience on YouTube and also Big Bond 78 on Instagram.
What it is. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy CP The Real. Follow me on Instagram, CP_The Real, one word. Again, CP_The Real, one word. It's been a pleasure, but y'all know what it is, man. We're going to continue to talk our shit because talking shit makes us feel good. We hope you continue to talk yours. Talk to me nice. We out.
Woo!